I'm not exactly sure why it is that you're trying to white knight for Trisha here. Like she's not this wonderful human being, and I'm not saying that just because somebody's not a good person or that they make mistakes or something that they should be treated like complete dog shit. That's not what I'm saying. But she has her own issues too. There's problems or there was moments on times on Frenemies where she was a complete ass to Ethan Klein. Literally, you showed a clip of her utilizing the fact that he had a pill issue just to get back at him because she was mad at him. But you treated that like, oh, see, look, Ethan hasn't always been a good little boy. He used to have a pill addiction.
5% to her. And I could see why Trisha started to see a huge boost across the H3 podcast channel, and she may have begun to feel like that was a bit unfair. The same day as the big blowout podcast episode, Trisha uploaded a video announcing that she was leaving Frenemies. In the video, she expressed how she experienced a lot of anxiety while filming the most recent episode of the podcast.
I had this feeling in my heart that I need to step away from Frenemies, and it's really, really with a heavy heart that I say that. And then last night, of course, I talked to Ethan, and he was saying the crew was really upset with me. The money is not the issue. I thought like I would have more of a say.
Ultimately, she wanted to be more involved in the production side of things.
I had a producer in mind that I think would be really, really great for the show. The thing that set me off, I was talking about like gay rights and like hate crimes against gay people and trans people, and I really wanted to talk about it, and he was just talking over me, and he's like, well, you don't do anything, but I put out so many ideas for the show, and I like listed like aerial gymnastics, like dancing with the stars, like clay pottery, the thing, and I like it just got really frustrating.
That's not his audience though. That's not his audience. You want to do trapeze work and all this other stuff, but you have to go off of what your audience actually is. I don't know too many people in Ethan Klein's audience who's used to him basically just going after content creators and making fun of people that are going to want to sit around and watch, the Dick Grayson family turn around and go crazy on screen.
I did get frustrated.
In hindsight, after all that's transpired, one must wonder if Trisha was simply asking to have more involvement in the podcast. She didn't want to just show up and have all the work done for her. But Ethan didn't like giving up control, not just to her, but to anyone. So Trisha wanted more involvement and was shut down. She was painted as a selfish person who was betraying the employees and wanted all of the money for herself. Ethan tweeted that because the podcast was ending, the production crew was now getting hate. The crew has done nothing but support them and work their asses off every week, and the treatment they get is unacceptable.
Ethan tweeted, okay, I'm starting to get upset about all of this. Our crew is getting hate from Trisha's fans on their personal accounts, and I'm losing my cool. This is the exact problem I knew was going to happen. He's going to deflect on his crew that were all fans of Ethan before being hired and their girlfriends/wives. Like, of course, they'll always be in his favor. And I made to look like same old Trish.
Though afterwards, Ethan deleted all of his
Oh my God, this is annoying because this happens no matter what. This happens no matter what, okay? This happened when it came to leftovers between him and Hasan. Oh my God.
initial tweets and tweeted, "At the end of the day, Frenemies was a beautiful experiment that I will always cherish." On June 9th, Ethan uploaded an episode of the H3 podcast where he shared his side of the story. Ethan claimed that Trisha asked for an entirely new crew for production of Frenemies. He claimed that Trisha wanted the existing crew to be fired, which he ended up telling the crew this information.
To be like, we
Congo Balls, I don't see why she jumped into the drama. Did she think it would go well for her? Yes, she 100% thought that it was going to go well for her, that she was going to be able to just completely grift off of the anti-Ethan hate brigade, and that everybody was going to love her video, and that she could just basically walk away with all this money. And that's not what happened, though, because when you tackle a subject as complex and polarizing as like a genocide and something that has been going on for, I don't know, freaking 3 years at this point, if you don't do proper research, you're going to get eaten alive by both sides, because you're going to make mistakes in your commentary on both sides. That's the whole reason why that people hated her. And she thought she was going to have a easy dub, ended up getting hated by everybody. And it's fantastic.
We need to get rid of all of them and hire new people. The people who have worked their asses off to put this show, to make the show possible. This is where maybe I fucked up, okay? Is that I was talking to the crew like, listen, Trisha wants to hire a new crew. I was just being transparent with them. I was like, Trisha wants to hire a new crew. Trisha wants to fire you guys and hire new people to do Frenemies. And also, do you want to go meet with her and shoot tomorrow? And so obviously they were like, well, it's a little awkward, right? I made the executive decision as their boss, trying to foster a healthy work environment, that let's just not do the shoot tomorrow.
I don't know if Trisha was a business partner who wanted more involvement to create a hostile work environment through telling your employees that your business partner wants all of them fired, which I have a really hard time personally believing is the case. But for
It doesn't matter if you have a hard time believing it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's the amazing thing about this situation. You could believe that Trisha Paytas is Jesus Christ reincarnated. But you know what happens is if it's not the case, it's not the case. If she truly wanted to fire the H3 crew and replace them, then Ethan has every single right to be upset with her. I'm not saying that's what happened. We don't know what happened. We don't know what those conversations were. All we could do is go off of what we contextualized clues and what was going on and what was being presented to the public face. So your own bias is what's leading you to go ahead and be the white knight for Trisha and villainize Ethan Klein, which makes you a biased reporter. It makes you a biased content creator. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being biased. I mean, I'm obviously biased against her, but the reason I'm biased against her is because of how uneducated and how freaking bad this video is. That's the reason I'm biased against her. It's not because I know this person, but going off of this singular introduction into her work. Yeah, I can imagine that her other work is probably just as bad. Am I right in that aspect? No, that's my opinion, and I'm totally okay with being wrong.
For Ethan to essentially paint himself as the savior to his employees, to tell them that his business partner wants to fire them all, but he's not going to let that happen. Well, it kind of feels like you're villainizing someone before fully handling the situation privately.
And it kind of sounds like you're white knighting for somebody without knowing the actual context or conversations that occurred behind closed doors.
Involving other people, aka triangulating people in the situation to make that business partner feel like the enemy. And now telling the general public this story as well to further paint that person as the enemy. Ethan also spoke about the financial aspect of the feud, saying Trisha gets all the security of getting that check, of promoting her shiz. He added that he's screwed because of all of the money that he had tied up in the Frenemies merch, which was set to be released that month.
For Trisha to just walk out. I mean, we have this merch release. Every penny I've made from Frenemies, by the way, if she wants to talk about money, is tied up in this merch. And now I have hundreds of thousands of dollars tied up in merch that I'm probably not gonna be able to sell, that my wife worked super hard on, her staff worked super hard on in 1 month's time. And she drops the I'm quitting Frenemies video after me doing everything possible to resolve this with her privately. I had the nerve of her to complain about 5% when I'm literally not making a penny at this point.
Trisha was
Okay, how are you showing a video of him literally explaining the fact that he tried to work things out with her behind the freaking scenes and she chose not to work it out with her, and yet you're turning around and using it as like it's evidence of him just brigading against her? What? What is this video, dude? What is this retelling of context? I'm listening to this with my own ears. I'm hearing this myself. Like you can't fool me, witch. I was there when this was written. Like you can't, this isn't happening, man. Oh my gosh. And you want to turn around and say it's not about the money and all that, but oh God.
Responded with 3 separate videos. Part 1, Ethan's lies. Part 2, Ethan's lies. And can you guess the third video's title? Part 3, Ethan's lies. Totaling at around 2 hours and 34 minutes altogether. Trisha maintained in both videos and subsequent tweets that she never asked for the crew to be fired.
If you're the boss and
Okay, that's good. This is still a he said, she said situation. Nobody has confirmation, as far as we've seen, that this is like what really happened. Okay, nobody, I haven't seen any text messages brought up. I haven't seen you put up any like information sent showing that one person was correct and one person was not telling the truth, or that she did or didn't want to end the employment of the rest of the crew.
I'm the talent and you're the producer, like, and you care about the well-being, right? It's not a reality show where like people are poking for the drama and wanting drama. If you really don't want the drama, you don't want to hate on your employees, like, why put it out there? I really didn't think I had at that point disrespected anybody. Like, it really triggered me when he said the crew felt disrespected, because I was just like, oh my God, like, what? Like, what did I say?
Trisha said that she only wanted an extra producer who could work exclusively on Frenemies.
I had a producer of mine actually reached out to him, his name's Oscar, for me feeling like comfortable. Like, it'd be cool to have someone for Frenemies, because obviously the H3 people are busy. I've been asking for this just to have someone on the show where the money was going and stuff. I really thought it was like building towards having like people for our show too. So many people are tweeting me like, oh, Trisha wanted to replace the whole, like, they have a whole H3 side that's huge on there. Like, why would I be like, replace them? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
To me, this sounds like a reasonable request to have someone who could be an advocate for.
To me, again, you're personalizing this. You are supposed to be an unbiased narrator. You're the one telling this story. You're not supposed to be like, well, this is what Trisha said, and because I like Trisha and I dislike Ethan Klein, I'm going to believe Trisha. Trisha. The poor victim, Trisha Paytas, who's never done anything wrong in her entire freaking life. You're supposed to be an unbiased person. Like, oh my gosh. To me, this makes sense. So Trisha is obviously actually telling the truth. Ethan bad. Don't you guys think Ethan's bad? Oh, evil Jews.
For Trisha on the Frenemies podcast.
All right, that was an exaggeration. She didn't actually say evil Jews. Let me just turn around and say that.
Ethan did end up selling the Frenemies merch, and it's been alleged that Trisha received a 50% cut. While Ethan ended his video saying that he didn't want to see Trisha canceled and that he regards her as family, she ended her video saying that she always felt like the show's punching bag. She added that she has a lot of anger in her heart towards Ethan, but praised the existing HD podcast crew and Hila. Many people felt, after Frenemies ended, that Ethan was in the right in the situation. Trisha was now a full-blown enemy, even though she went from dating to marrying Hila's brother, building a family, becoming in a literal sense a part of Ethan and Hila's family. They don't associate with one another any longer. Since Trisha is seen as an enemy of Ethan's, over the years since the podcast ended, Ethan has frequently mentioned Trisha, sometimes to the support of his audience, but sometimes with his audience noting that he has a tendency to bring up Trisha in a bitter manner.
I'm just going to say it. I'm going to get it out. Trisha lied about being infertile, and that's a disgusting thing to do. She had 3 kids back to back without a single hesitation. Back to back. She got pregnant immediately. Now that's great and good for them, but she continually lied about being infertile, which is a horrible thing to do, because real people go through that every day, and they don't get to have 3 kids back to back exactly planned just like you want.
I'm a little old school, so I'm just going to say congrats.
Yeah, that's perfect.
But at least initially, many thought that Ethan was in the right, though of course there's always nuance to any situation. The audience couldn't quite see the pattern yet of how often Ethan's friends turned into his enemies, and he would frequently pray for their downfall. Well, it was easy for Ethan and the general public to deflect blame onto Trisha and call her crazy for the downfall, for the fallout of Frenemies. Well, at this point, it's clear that Ethan is the one to blame for the ways that his friendships and business relationships will often completely blow up in his face.
Wow, Ethan, great move. Keep it up. Proud of you.
Around the time that Frenemies was ending, Ethan found himself embroiled in his biggest lawsuit. In May 2021, the company Triller sued Ethan and Hila Klein, alleging the pair had pirated the Jake Paul versus Ben Askren fight and showed it on the H3 podcast. Imagining having a major lawsuit and it's over the lamest boxing match featuring...
Oh my God, I can't believe it. Okay, this person shot me down just to save me. Okay, I mean, maybe he missed. I don't know.
Jake Paul and Ben Askren. Ethan spoke about this lawsuit on the podcast and made what you might call several mean-spirited comments directed at Triller co-founder Ryan Kavanaugh.
Actually, yeah, let me take this opportunity. Ryan Kavanaugh! Ryan Kavanaugh!
This prompted Ryan Kavanaugh to file a separate defamation lawsuit, accusing Ethan of spreading false claims through various social media platforms.
Actually, I am being sued by an asshole for defamation named Ryan Kavanaugh.
The accusations included promoting various damaging articles.
Variety wrote an article that said Ryan Kavanaugh was accused of his ex-partner of running a Ponzi scheme. So that's what he's suing me for defamation, because I read the headline of a Variety article. It's insane.
Creating a website comparing Kavanaugh to Harvey Weinstein.
If you Google Ryan Kavanaugh, you'll probably find on the
Does Ryan Kavanaugh look like HarveyWeinstein.com? What the fuck?
You know that's my website, right?
That's so stupid.
We made that website to help the public.
And allegedly paying Wikipedia editors to tarnish Kavanaugh's reputation.
I won this lawsuit against the guy who propagated it and who's paying to have all these, editors kind of do this. I'm sure I'll win in the appeal, and then he'll have to take it all down. We went to a mediation, and he agreed to even do it, which is why I know I already knew he controlled it, but he admitted it.
Of course, as I've briefly experienced, and probably will experience more after posting this video, Ethan Klein's fans are very devoted to tearing down his enemies, as that is...
Oh my gosh, most massive content creators fans will do that. Again, content creators are not responsible for what their fans do. Now, is there a way, are there some content creators who will obviously weaponize and utilize their fan base to go ahead and attack somebody? Yes, obviously. I'm not going to sit here and say like that doesn't happen. I mean, look at Mama Max, for example. He literally sicked his entire million or multi-million subscriber fan base on Tommy C, when Tommy C had like 30,000 subscribers and falsely called him a pedophile. Like, yes, it happens. But just because Ethan is talking about somebody who he dislikes, and then his own audience or a portion of his audience takes it upon themselves to go after him or that person, doesn't make him the villain here.
Ethan's entire platform that he has built, he creates this idea that he is being victimized or targeted by specific enemies and weaponizes his audience against them. Whether his audience is conscious of this or not, they feel a need to go after Ethan's enemies. I can't even imagine how that has mentally...
Oh my gosh. And you're going to tell me, hold on, let me just look here. You have 654,000 subscribers, okay? You have multiple videos of like 500,000 views. You're going to tell me that at not one instance in the entirety of your time on YouTube that you didn't have some of your viewership go and brigade a video or go and attack a content creator that you disliked or that you covered in a bad light?
Affected Ethan's fan base over a long period of time. Ethan often spoke about the Triller lawsuit as if they were going to easily win.
I've been sued once for copyright infringement before. Won it. It's one of the one of the strongest precedents for fair use. The only one really for fair use on YouTube was a big deal. And so I'm very passionate about fair use and copyright infringement and that kind of stuff like that, as someone that, you know, is regularly commenting on stuff. So when Ryan Kavanaugh stepped to me and he sued us for copyright infringement, I said, oh, fucking no.
Many fans and viewers expected the lawsuit to go as others have gone in the past, especially when it came to copyright claims. Yet this time things turned out differently.
I have a lot of money to settle it, and he said no. So, he said no. He said no to me on my birthday.
The lawsuit dragged on for years until both parties reached a settlement in August of 2024, though the specific terms were not disclosed to the public.
He didn't win. We settled.
Oh, let me guess. Though the specific terms weren't disclosed to the public, I'm going to tell you what I think occurred.
There's a big difference. You should know that. The lawsuit is finally over.
Wow. Congrats.
I'm agreed to start scrubbing out the Ryan Kavanaugh segments. So say farewell to Ryan Kavanaugh from the H3 show.
Though Ethan claimed on the H3 podcast that they settled for a total of around $3,000, and that after 3 years, that somehow was a massive win for him.
We have settled.
It was a win. Do you not know what a win is? He was being sued for copyright, and instead of him getting a judgment, a negative judgment, he settled for $3,000. That is literally a W.
Hold on. Whoa, I'm not. So you want to know what we settled for? This is going to make you guys laugh. However many views it had on that video, times 50, which is the PP view price. Okay. And it ended up being like $3,000.
That being said, some of the other suits were tossed out by a judge, meaning, well, could have been worse. The only thing that can be assumed is, at the end of the day,
he said this as if it was a W, and oh yeah, also some of the lawsuits got thrown out, so things could have gotten worse for him. So in other words, he won. Are you like, okay, this right here? This is her. This is like her face finding out all of the information that she left out of this entire coverage. This is the face I imagine she makes reading some of the things, like reading some of the stuff or watching some of the stuff of the people that she sourced to create this video. Jesus, it's insane how in one breath you're like, well, he tries to pass this off as, oh, this was a W for him. But also, yeah, the judge did throw out multiple other lawsuits where he could have had to have paid more than $3,000. Oh, so what you're telling me is that he got a win.
All parties lost, since it's written into the agreement that both parties have to pay their own attorney fees. 3 years, multiple lawsuits, constant attorney charges racking up. I can't imagine what those fees would be. Ethan lost a lot more than $3,000 on that federal copyright lawsuit. So undefeated, LOL.
Wow, Ethan, great move. Keep it up. Proud of you.
Since the H3 podcast discussed various trending topics, Ethan and his team regularly dipped their toes into politics. Ethan even invited political figures like Andrew Yang onto the podcast to experiment with having more serious guests on.
Today, our guest is Andrew Yang, who is running as the Democratic presidential candidate. Did I say that right?
Yeah, that's spot on.
Yeah.
After Frenemies ended, Ethan incorporated more talking points revolving around politics, including in engaging in a debate with conservative political commentator Steven Crowder.
I don't want to make it too easy for you, so I prepared. Steven, do you know that the Spartans practice man love with children?
Oh, geez. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. Oh, no, Sam Cedar. What a fucking nightmare.
Around this time, Ethan also formed The Leftovers with Hasan, one of the most watched political streamers in the world. Although Hasan began streaming in 2018, Hasan saw a surge in popularity during 2020.
Bro, what the f***? How do you steal someone's, like, what?
By 2021, Hasan was one of the most watched streamers on Twitch, averaging tens of thousands of viewers daily. Hasan and Ethan's audiences seemed receptive to one another, enjoying their chemistry while diving into serious topics.
Welcome, everybody, to The Leftovers. The wait is over.
That's right.
Welcoming to the H3 family and our $3 million set. We spared no expense. Hasan Piker.
Thank you for having me.
While working with Hasan, Ethan continued debating various controversial figures. But because he just entered the debate space, Ethan seemed to choose easy opponents, like Just Pearly Things, a political commentator and self-described anti-feminist.
I think women are happier when we have.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know if anyone has seen this video of him talking to Just Pearly Things. He mogs her in this video. Okay, oh my goodness. I hope she should. I mean, I'm not holding my breath here, but I hope she at least shows the fact that freaking Just Pearly Things couldn't back up anything she was saying. He did the exact same thing. He milked the hell out of her own comments, and she couldn't stand by them. Like how she tried saying that, some slaves looked to their slave owning masters pastors as like family members or as father figures. And he backed her into a corner and asked her, like, do you believe that's true? And all Pearlie could turn around and say is, well, I read it in a book. You know, I read it in a book. I read it in a book. It's like, that's cool. That's great. But did you actually, like, do you believe this? And she's like, well, you know, that's what someone in a book was saying.
Have, you know, a family and kids over a career in the long run. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a little nervous.
It's okay. Yeah.
And Ollie London, a British man who
Of course you don't show that part.
underwent several cosmetic surgeries to resemble a South Korean boy band member.
No, look, I just don't think kids should be anywhere that is putting ideas into their heads. I still don't think kids should be exposed to gender ideology.
So, but what about this lunchbox you're selling to kids?
That has nothing to do with any kind of ideology. It's a K-pop picture.
Hasan regularly watched Ethan's debates on livestream, actively supporting his friend at the time, while occasionally texting him talking points.
Ethan got to bust out the left-handed, the number of people who are left-handed.
The amount of left-handed people back in the day was really low.
I sent it back.
Ethan's confidence skyrocketed, but his ignorance sometimes occasionally shined through, while debating more complex topics.
In a social democracy that's run ideally, the homeless and whoever else needs a home for whatever reason would be provided one. So I don't understand what socialism does better in that case.
Ethan and Hasan worked closely together, despite having some different stances on major issues. A huge
Some different stances. Some different stances on issues. Are you serious? The whole reason why they're not friends is because Hasan doesn't like the fact that Ethan believes that Israel has a right to exist and Israelis have a right to, you know, not be murdered.
point of conflict, for example, was the conflict between Israel and Palestine. Ethan is an Israeli American. Often in Ethan's early content, he seemed very conflicted about the conflict. Ethan spoke about family and friends residing in Israel.
When you come out and say free Palestine after they just lost everybody, they have children taken away from them, that's not what you should be saying right now.
And I'm free Palestine too, right? It's just the timing.
Hasan is a Turkish American and a strong voice of support for those often not given a voice in the Middle East.
Come on.
Okay. We have reached the Hasan glazing portion of this video. He's a strong voice for people who don't have a voice in the Middle East. Are you kidding me? Hey, was he a strong voice for trans people when he told a trans person after losing a debate to a football player that trans person doesn't know anything about the trans struggle and all they are is just a trans person? Was he being a real good voice for them? Was he being a real good voice to black people when he told a black person that they were just skin colored mud people? Was he being a voice to black people when he said that? Oh yeah. He's a big ally to people, to marginalized groups. And you can call him he is Turkish. He is Turkish. Sure. Yeah, 100%. But he is the whitest fucking Turk you'll ever freaking see. Don't give me that bullshit. Don't try and hide behind his family's actual race. This dude is so freaking white, living in a goddamn multi-million-dollar mansion, talking about fucking socialism, and he's living in a multi-million-dollar mansion, completely abusing and enjoying the lifestyle of the freaking economy and commerce. Okay, stop. Exactly. Well, the guy who does not live there. Yeah, the guy who's never lived there, never visited, and the one time that he said he would visit, he backed out on because he wouldn't have a personalized security detail to take care of him. Yeah, that's the guy who's talking for, poor Palestinians. The guy who hides behind blown up dead children. Yeah, real big voice for those people.
Hamas is a Muslim Brotherhood fundamentalist cutout. It also happens to be.
Oh yeah, and the guy who defends Hamas. The people killing the Palestinian children. Yeah, real big fan of them. Loves them. Considers them to just be really musical people.
The only popular form of governance amongst Palestinians. Do you want to know why that is the case? They want to support Palestinian people, but they think the only support Palestinian people can get is if they are perfect victims.
While over the past few years, Hasan has been frequently very vocal about Palestine, recently, when a black person expressed frustration over Hasan's silence over what is taking place in Sudan, Hasan seemed to kind of completely go off in a stream. Hasan's response seemed unreasonably angry, himself directing his anger at black people in
Oh my gosh. Tell me you do not skip over this. Tell me you do not skip over him saying that a black person was mud colored. Or I swear to Jesus Christ. I swear. I'm about to fucking lose it, y'all.
in general, it seems. And overall, his response raised
Okay, I'm a relatively new fan. I've started tuning into this stream in the past year. I love blah, 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 blah. And other conflicts has led me to wonder why he has never once mentioned the Sudan or Congo. Yes. So if you guys don't know, while he was streaming live, a black fan asked him, like, why has he never talked about the Congo? A conflict that even to this day is still going on, okay? And his response to that was to say that they were just a mud skin colored person. If I'm not mistaken, I did watch the clip. I'd have to rewatch it, right? But I'm just wondering why someone like him who does not have influence, or who does have influence, can bring a voice to this, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to detract from, yeah.
There's a lot of concerns, red flags,
Show
and
the clip.
disappointment that it's worth mentioning here.
Can you shut the fuck up when it comes to black folks? You really don't want to talk about us unless it comes from voting. When is the last time you spoke about Sudan? I'm gonna fucking ether you. Any other black folk want to engage in radical activist language in this fucking chat? Suck my cock, okay? You stupid fucking radlib. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of my chat. Fucking stupid, moronic, fucking radlib nonsense. Suck my fucking dick. Fuck you. You think you have a pass in here to fucking speak like this? Get the fuck out of here. You immediately got root.com article regurgitators in here, instantly being like, sweetie, you don't understand black people. Shut the fuck up.
So, what is happening in Sudan? Sudan is in the midst.
You just skipped right over that? Oh, you just skipped right over that? Are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Okay, I see exactly why you made this. I see exactly why you made this video. Daddy Hasan, please notice me, Daddy Hasan. Daddy Hasan, notice me. I'm a good content creator. I'm a good one. I'm one of the good whites. You can trust me, Daddy Hasan. Are you freaking kidding me? You show what he said in regards to freaking a black person asking him why he doesn't talk about Sudan, and freaking your only response to that is, well, let's take a look at what's going on in Sudan. You're not going to condemn him for what he said to this black person. You're not going to condemn him for completely just, oh, I'm glitched. Completely just freaking mauling over that. That's your whole idea. Let's just freaking move the goalposts. Let's turn around and talk about what's happening on in Sudan, but let's not address the very obvious racially motivated response that Hasan had to a black person. Okay, yeah, no, that totally works for me. Mr. Don't Talk to Me Unless You Bench 240, bro. That guy, nah, Neon, that's Tectone.
Midst of a civil war.
Another complete freaking buffoon. Another dumb freaking loser bitch made ass freaking streamer. Fuck Tectone. Tectone's a pussy.
Which has resulted in a humanitarian crisis. There has been a displacement of over 13 million people, ethnic cleansing, famine, and violence. The healthcare system has collapsed. So yeah, I think that's absolutely something worth talking about and spreading awareness of, because this.
Okay, so then condemn Hasan for his response. Condemn Hasan for his response then. Do it. Like, I highly doubt you do it, and you're going to do it in this video. You should do it. You should condemn him for the way that he would talk to that person. You should condemn him for the way that he tried to go ahead and pretend like this person was rage baiting or fear mongering or whatever fucking other buzzword Reddit, overly used Reddit shit. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. I'm being cool.
Is a devastating issue for millions of people in the world. Information gathered via International Rescue Committee. These controversies that Hasan has encountered may show that in the end, birds of a feather flock together. Or something that I've been reflecting on lately, too much exposure to social media. When you have a large platform and when you interact with too many voices online, a following of quote unquote yes men or yes people may degrade your mental health over time. While the two of them shared a podcast, there was no way of knowing that the situation would escalate across the world into what it is today. Well, at least
No. There was 100% a way of knowing, considering their ideas are so vastly different. Hasan believes in the eradication of the Israeli state and doesn't believe, and like is totally okay with people like committing a genocide as long as it's in the direction of like the current political climate. However, Ethan, on the other hand, thinks that the conflict should stop in general and that there doesn't need to be a genocide on either end. Okay.
for those who weren't extensively educated on the conflict, settlement.
like you're not extensively educated on it, and neither am I. I'm at least educated enough to know like why there's freaking conflict between them
and the ways in which Israel was systematically encroaching on Palestinian land. Again, I highly recommend the Throughline podcast that I spoke of earlier in this video. On October 7th, 2023, Hamas and allied Palestinian militant groups launched an attack against Israel. Thousands of rockets were fired from Gaza into Israeli towns and military sites.
These 5,000 projectiles fired by Hamas marked the launch of a terrorist attack. Alarm sirens sounded in Israel. The Iron Dome, Israel's defense system, was put in place. The Nova Music Festival was the scene of the largest massacre, with over 360 festival goers killed and 44 taken hostage.
This is undoubtedly where this video could probably become extensively divided and controversial, as many people have widely different algorithms online, or even know different people who are directly affected by this conflict, which makes everything very personal and causes them to view everything from a personal but deeply divided lens.
Yes, like you are the person you're talking about. You are the person that is divided by a freaking rose-colored lens that you're looking through.
Huge reason why I always felt very hesitant to speak in depth about the situation. For personal reference, my brother passed away on October 3rd of 2023. So when all of this took place, I was in mourning over a very personal situation and wasn't fully there mentally. Anyways, my understanding is that
That's not an excuse, though. That's not an excuse for having bad coverage over this, which is something that she does try to do in their debate over this video. She tries to state that, oh, well, my brother died a couple of days before this freaking terrorist attack occurred. Well, unfortunately, I understand that's terrible, but guess what? It's been 2 years. You've had 2 years to be able of information to turn around and do proper research over that situation. But your response is, oh, even though it's been 2 years since that happened, I just, my brother died. So I just, yeah, it is what it is.
Individuals have dealt with anti-Semitism their whole life. They're aware of the Holocaust and many other instances where groups of people have tried to completely wipe them off the map entirely. They've wanted to defend themselves, come together with some sort of way to protect themselves so that doesn't happen again. Now, when something happens that feels like a situation that threatens their people, well, it's traumatizing for that very reason.
From the river to the sea literally is all of Israel must be ours.
People who don't know what it means all of the Jewish people will probably die.
I think in many ways I can empathize with that history of pain and hurt, though I don't think that it justifies inflicting a similar pain and hurt onto another group of people. Many Jewish individuals have long advocated for a two-state solution.
If your analysis and your solutions doesn't include realistically engaging with that population, then you're not actually looking for solutions, because the alternative is that kill everybody there.
I don't want to discount the fact that Hamas is a terrorist organization in this video either. Ethan initially addressed the situation.
Well, you know what? At least you've done more. At least you have been more honest about Hamas in that one split second there than Hasan ever has. At least you're willing to identify them as a fucking terrorist organization. Good for you.
With Ela during an episode of the H3 podcast. The clients shared their concerns for their loved ones back in Israel before expressing frustration with people spamming Free Palestine on social media.
Now, I'm Free Palestine. You can say Free Palestine. But the timing to me made me uncomfortable. It seemed like they were cheering on Hamas.
But why were people saying Free Palestine? While there are many sites online that will tell you that the phrase Free Palestine is a rallying cry for the elimination of Israel, to many using that hashtag on social media, they're intending to speak about the predominant number of Palestinian civilians, children, women, families who are dying due to the conflict taking place, and the ways in which a land has been taken through practices such as settlements and illegal raids. They're intending to advocate and be a voice for people who they feel have been given little power and no voice for themselves. Ethan rubbed people the wrong way on a follow-up episode of the H3 podcast when he called out a Muslim woman named Frogan who had close ties to Hasan and supported.
Oh my gosh. Please do not do a retelling of this. Please do not fucking do a retelling of this. I swear to God, we have covered this. We have covered multiple statements of Rogan, how it happened, what she did, her actions afterwards, the bullshit 1 day suspension she got from Twitch. Oh my goodness. Let's also not forget the fact that Frogan went ahead and was like, oh, liberals want to talk about a revolution, but when they see a revolution happening before their eyes, they're all of a sudden scared of blood or whatever. And her definition of a revolution is freaking terrorists attacking a music festival, killing, burning, dismembering, beheading men, women, and children. That's not a revolution. That's a terrorist attack.
Palestine.
This girl Frogan,
me and Lena are friends with her.
I didn't like the tweet she was making. I thought they were like.
And let's not forget this whole issue, the whole Frogan versus Ethan Klein issue happened because Ethan silently unfollowed her on Twitter. Okay, he silently unfollowed her on Twitter. That's where this issue stems from with these two.
Leaning too much towards pro-Hamas, but like she got to turn it into this whole big thing that turns into a drama that's now being posted all over the internet. That face when one of your favorite content creators unfollows you for being pro-Palestine.
Ethan victimized himself for a woman tweeting when thousands were dying.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You are so despicable. You are so disingenuous. You are the most disingenuous fuck you.
And the podcast went, ironically, further off the rails. During a follow-up episode on The Leftovers, the camaraderie between Ethan and Hasan took a bitter turn while discussing the subject. The clients defended Israel, failing to see how the ways in which Israel was set up could have continually threatened the peace of others in the area. Ethan and Ela mentioned how Israelis felt threatened their whole lives living in Israel, but refused to see how others in neighboring countries may have felt the exact same way from Israel as well.
So many people in Israel just feel like it's an existential threat. It's just this, everybody wants us dead. That's how we grow up. I grew up like that.
And it's not about right and wrong. I have to say that. I have to emphasize that. It's got nothing to do with that.
Ethan somehow framed support for Palestine as death to Israelis and could not
because people were saying it. People were literally utilizing it. Oh, do you not know what a dog whistle is? Is that the problem here? Is that the problem here? You don't know what a dog whistle is. You're not educated. Now, I'm not saying that every single person who said like free Palestine was turning around and saying, death to Israelis or anything. That's not what I'm saying. But we're not going to sit here and pretend like there was nobody in the world who was meaning it when they said that. No, we're not going to sit here and pretend like there weren't people who were dog whistling and utilizing this rhetoric because it was safe to do. Bro, it's the same thing as people saying that, oh, well, Ethan's a Jew, so he was programmed from birth to hate Israelis, or he was programmed from birth to have these talking points. That's not like, oh my goodness. This is white savior complex on another degree.
Fathom a world in which people
ignorance, complete and utter ignorance. And I'm not saying like white savior in terms to be racist or anything, but Jesus freaking Christ, if you don't know anything about a conflict, don't speak on it. That's a reason why I've never done a fucking video on the Palestinian, the Middle Eastern conflict. I don't know enough about it, and I'm going to be completely honest, I don't fucking care enough about it to know. Genocide is bad. War is bad. That's it. That's my multi-million-dollar take.
Supported Palestine while simultaneously not wishing harm on Israel.
Palestine will be free. And
so like at worst, the worst interpretation of that would be like someone like Hamas or Hezbollah or like terrorist organizations who are like, yeah, we want to actually kill everybody there. At the best interpretation of it, it basically means, as I've said, this one state dissolution of the state of Israel. The vast majority of people in Israel see that as a genocide.
After this live stream, the Leftovers podcast and the relationship between Ethan and Hasan quickly deteriorated. Though honestly, to many, it seemed confusing why the Leftovers podcast started in the first place. Ethan wasn't very versed in politics, and often when diving into the specifics of the political discourse in diaspora, his knowledge fell completely flat. That's fine maybe if you're just a podcaster who hasn't made a platform off of discussing these things, but when you create an entire podcast off of it and base your platform off of being left-leaning, your viewers begin to expect you to know what you're talking about. And
what the fuck? There's no way you just said that. There's no way you just said that.
His knowledge fell completely flat. That's fine maybe if you're just a podcaster who hasn't made a platform off of discussing these things, but when you create an entire podcast off of it and base your platform off of being left-leaning, your viewers begin to expect you to know what you're talking about. And
yeah, and when you make a 3-hour video talking about how Ethan Klein destroyed his career, your viewers expect you to be educated in what you're talking about. Bitch. Come on, man. Come on. The jokes write themselves. Are you serious? Oh my God. It's crazy to call somebody uneducated or to not know enough about what they're talking about or covering when you're literally producing a 3-hour video that you claim took you like a month or whatever to create. And you did, in all of that time and research and effort that you put into this video, you have misguided information, non-contextualized information, clips that have been completely bogged down to just a general understanding. Like you've taken so much of the information that's actually out there, and you've provided a one-sided account for it. You had an agenda, you had a belief, and all you did was find things that reinforced your predisposed disposition.
To align with what you're putting out there completely. Knowing what we know about Ethan's past, this podcast doesn't align with everything Ethan once stood for, and he didn't have expertise in it. Well,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been 2.5 hours. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I will be a couple of seconds. Hey, all right, we're back, y'all. Okay. Sorry. I just had to flush my system of this bimbo and her complete and utter ignorance. Let's get back to it.
While Ethan and many on the left often critique those on the right for being political grifters, creating content that they don't fully believe in to simply profit off of what the left essentially believe to be a global audience, well, it seems from all the evidence presented that Ethan was doing the exact same thing. He's made many conflicting and hypocritical comments, whether on his political views on women, the world, which may mean Ethan stands for nothing, except for what can stand for Ethan. Rules for thee, but not for me. The problem is he continued speaking on politics, even though more and more his audience hated what he was saying.
Just don't talk about politics. Just go back to talking about like gooning or Justin Baldoni. You're clearly not intellectually equipped enough. Your fan base hates it. You're clearly, all the people in your vicinity hate it. And you're still like, nah, I'm the number one guy. I'm the number one politics guy.
Ethan is also the one who doesn't know the difference between a socialist Democrat and a Democrat.
It's crazy. Oh my God. You're sourcing Reddit here. This is your thing. Well, guys, look. Somebody on Reddit said that Ethan doesn't understand the difference between a socialist Democrat and a democratic socialist. I'm not going to provide any actual context to show that this statement is true, but I'm just going to read it like it is. So what happens if I were to find, I don't know, a anti-Cruel World Happy Mind Reddit post and somebody on there says, well, Cruel World Happy Mind, she likes to touch kids, or she's committing tax evasion and tax fraud, and I just read it off like that and I don't provide any evidence that would prove otherwise. Is that good reporting? Is that good information? Is that viable information? No, it's just somebody turning around and making a statement as if it's as if they have the evidence to provide. Like, back it up. If he truly doesn't know the difference between them, I'm more than willing to give you that. I'm more than willing to go ahead and agree with you. Just show me that he doesn't understand it. It shouldn't be that difficult, considering, you're claiming that's the truth. Well, then show me.
Democratic socialist. It's crazy. It's like words have different meanings if they're in a certain succession. Ethan should never be looked at for political commentary. I liked when he made fun of the right, and that's it. Yup, Ethan trying to get political.
See, how can you read that and not understand what it means? I liked when he made fun of the right, and that's it. You're literally reading somebody whose political view is so skewed that they can only enjoy somebody's political commentary so long as they're attacking the people they don't like. If their side gets criticized, or the side they claim to be a part of gets criticized, they are not happy with it. How are you this stupid? How are you this old and this dumb? Like, I don't understand. How did you survive? Aren't you like college educated? What is going on here? You're reading a statement that literally shows this person is not somebody that you could even remotely trust to have an opinion that isn't provided to them. And you're going to use that as some sort of evidence that he doesn't know what he's talking about? Exactly, Neon. Show me the evidence or the money.
Well, it's a
Show
big part
me
of
the
his
money.
downfall.
Wow, Ethan, great moves. Keep it up. Proud of you.
The term Zionist has been thrown around frequently in conjunction with the Israel-Palestine conflict.
How much you want to bet that she does not at any point in time explain that the word Zionist has also been used as a dog whistle to mean Jew? How much you want to bet that she doesn't point that out whatsoever?
I think most people who use the phrase Free Palestine are advocating for the right of Palestine and are not against a group of people, but also words are powerful.
They stand by it, like just waiting for any reason to call me, and by the way, call me a Zionist, make it about how I support genocide, about all this horrible fucking shit to call me racist.
Since the word Zionist is likely and has come up alongside Ethan Klein, I thought I would define it here so you at least know the term. Zionism is an ethno-cultural nationalist movement that emerged in the late 19th century Europe, seeking to establish and support a Jewish homeland through the colonization of Palestine.
You think you see what your definition of Zionism is? Zionism is the belief that Jewish people should have their own homeland. That's all it means.
Zionists wanted to create a Jewish state in Palestine with as much land and as many Jews and as few Palestinian Arabs as possible.
There's like a whole ass country there. And so if your analysis and your solutions doesn't include realistically engaging with that population, then you're not actually looking for solutions, because the alternative is that everybody there.
So you could see how the term Zionist directly relates to the conflict. Yet often the terms relate.
No, Missy. No. We're not going to, you don't get to just skip over the parts you dislike. The fact that people have literally used the term Zionist to mean Jew because they know that they'll be seen as anti-Semitic and clipped if they just say, oh, he's a Jew. That's why he disagrees with me. He's a Jew. Fuck you. you.
Related to a lot of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, which is what can make the term
conspiracy theories, anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. Okay, let's hear them.
That being said, in 1975, the UN General Assembly passed Resolution 3379, which determined that Zionism is a form of racism and racial discrimination. In 1991, the resolution was replaced with UN General Assembly Resolution 46.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, you know what? I'll give it to her. She, it might be Wikipedia, but at least she's sourcing something.
86. After Israel declared that it would only participate in the Madrid Conference of 1991 if the resolution was revoked, many of Ethan's avid followers and fans began to disengage from him after October 7th and the fallout with Hasan. Not because of his ties to Israel, but his decreasing capacity to view the other side. The walls were closing in on him, his paranoia, and
to view the other side. He literally agreed. He's literally agreed with Hasan multiple times. They had a whole ass debate about, the debate didn't come until much later, but still, like, you can't, the only difference between him and Hasan is that he believes that Israel has a right to exist. I'm not exactly sure how they have such different views on things. He believes Israel has a right to exist. Hasan doesn't. That's like the biggest issue between the two of them. It's like kind of the primary issue between the two of them.
And all of a sudden, if you weren't with him, you were against him.
Listen, if you disagree.
That's Hasan's whole motto. That's Hasan's whole motto. You know, the dude you were glazing earlier in the video? That's literally his entire shtick. If you're not with him, you're against him. If you don't believe everything to the extreme that he does, you're against him. And his audience is that rabid that they have this, oh my God, this woman, this freaking moron. I swear, I'm glad that after this, she claims that she's no longer going to be doing like drama like this ever again. Good. You're not built for it. You're not, you are not him. Or I guess in this consideration, you're not her. You're a fucking joke. You're an absolute fucking joke to commentary.
Agree with me. You're just not looking, or at least not in this place as I am. This is what I see happening. People, they want to fight the monster that is the Israeli government so bad. And so many people are, in fighting the monster, becoming the monster. You cannot trade one genocide for another.
It seems like Ethan's...
Okay, hold on. Are you not going to agree with that? Are you not going to, like, what is there to disagree with that? Have you never heard the term before? Like, you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain? Don't, like, seriously? Like, come on. Like, America's even done this, where we are so afraid of the monster that we end up becoming the monster. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes you got to. Sometimes you have to be the monster to fight the monster, because how else are you going to, you got to go to the gutter to fight the rats of the world. And I don't mean rats as in like Jewish people, okay? Let's just get that out the way real quick. Oh, I didn't die.
Stances changed since October 7th. At first, much of Ethan's stances seemed to toe the line.
Challenge any of you to find one fucking clip of me defending the IDF and not supporting the Palestinian people. I mean, yeah, the amount of hate crimes is crazy. Now, there's a lot of Islamophobia too, right? And that's fucking disgusting equally.
Yes, and I hate to see Islamophobia rise as well.
He condemned the Israeli government for denying food and water to Gaza and accused Israel of genocide against Palestinians.
I saw videos of Palestinian dads holding his dead, like 5-year-old daughter. As a father, it's even hard to talk about. This dude was holding his infant. It was like a year old.
Yes, this is terrible. I'm sorry. Is there something I'm supposed to be like disliking him for here?
And saying like his final goodbye. I mean, he's holding her like she's alive, like he's just burping her or something.
He condemned Israel expansionism and Israel settlers, stating that West Bank settlements are an abomination.
What was the whole point of that? I'm sorry. What was the whole point of this?
Monster. You cannot trade one genocide for another.
It seems like Ethan's stances changed since October 7th. At first, much of Ethan's stances seemed to toe the line.
Challenge any of you to find one fucking clip of me defending the IDF and not supporting the Palestinian people. I mean, yeah, the amount of hate crimes.
Okay, your critique of him is that his opinion changed? That's your critique? Is he not allowed to grow as a content creator? Is he literally not allowed to grow as a content creator? Like, I'm sorry, like, is that the problem here? You know what's something that's crazy? You know, something that literally just happened that had me have to like reevaluate one of our early videos on the after show. There was a shooting of a woman called Sonia Massey, okay? And the video we did, we believed that she was She was a mentally unstable person. There had been multiple calls to her house because of her having mental issues, right? And through our own investigation, not investigation, but through us watching all the different body cam footages, all the different police reports that was out there, everything that we could get at the time, we believed that it was a justified shooting due to the fact that she looked like she was throwing a pot of boiling hot water at the officer. That officer just got found guilty of murdering freaking Sonia Massey. Okay. It just happened a couple of days ago. Hasn't even been I don't think it's even been 2 weeks. And when I found that out, I had to think to myself, did I get it wrong? Do I need to watch the trial and see what other information that wasn't there previously? Maybe it's something in me. Maybe there was another view, another vantage point that I myself didn't see. That's called growth as a content creator. That's just called, or just growth as a human being. You don't have to, you're not required to hold the same viewpoints today that you had yesterday. So I'm not exactly sure what the problem is here. Him growing as a content creator, him growing as a person, him growing in his beliefs and having different ideologies. What's the problem with that?
Which is crazy. Now, there's a lot of Islamophobia too, right? And that's fucking disgusting equally.
Yes, and I hate to see Islamophobia rise as well.
He condemned the Israeli government for denying food and water to Gaza and accused Israel of genocide against Palestinians.
I saw videos of Palestinian dads holding his dead 5-year-old daughter. As a father, it's even hard to talk about. This dude was holding his infant. It was a year old.
Yeah, exactly, Neon. No one's infallible.
It was patting her on the back and saying,
nobody's infallible. And you know what? We can only make opinions based off of the amount of information that we have, right? We can't there's always going to be information that the police have that we don't have, that we are not aware of things of that nature. So it's not everybody has the possibility of screwing up. So, yeah.
His final goodbye, I mean, he's holding her like she's alive, like he's just burping her or something.
He condemned Israel expansionism and Israel settlers, stating that West Bank settlements are an abomination. He donated to the Palestinian Relief Fund.
You donated to the Palestinian Relief Fund as well.
I got a lot of from Israelis for donating because they're it's just going to go to Hamas. I looked into the charity you picked and it is really highly rated.
But Ethan, even then, often seemed confused why the way in which he mentioned Palestinian suffering didn't seem like enough for his audience. Essentially, of course, I can't speak for all people, but it seemed like Ethan would often mention what was happening in Palestine or disagree with some of Israel's politics, almost like a shield if people were criticizing Ela for her past in the IDF.
Who cares about this? How can you even care about this when there's people in Palestine or in Gaza dying or in West Bank, whatever, Palestinians being killed? Listen, those are terrible. As I've stated a gajillion times, I've literally never said a single to the opposite. Again, you can care about two things at once, especially, by the way, when they're for the express purpose of trying to destroy Ela's life and reputation for this mere fact that she's Israeli.
Ethan disagrees with some of Israel's actions, like denying food and water to Gaza, but others who are doing the same are anti-Semitic.
It is not anti-Semitism. It is not. It just isn't.
Taking one example in isolation, which is what we've done here.
Well, you're the one who gave it to me.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. How are you going to turn around and say that Ethan is condemning somebody else's viewpoint who's holding the same viewpoint, but you don't even you just show a clip of them arguing? What am I supposed to glean from this clip here? What am I supposed to understand that they're arguing over?
Fact that she's Israeli.
Ethan disagrees with some of Israel's actions, like denying food and water to Gaza, but others who are doing the same are anti-Semitic.
It is not anti-Semitism. It is not. It just isn't.
Taking one example.
What is he referring to? What is he saying isn't anti-Semitism? What's he referring to here? I do know that they had a debate. I don't freaking remember the entire debate. I didn't watch all of it. How am I supposed to know that freaking, was it Dan Saltman or whatever the fuck his name is defending his stance that it's not anti-Semitism for them to be denying food and water? Show the previous clip. How in the world are you going to cut out the context of what they're disagreeing on and try and implement your own freaking context?
Well, in isolation, which is what we've done here.
Well, you're the one who gave it to me.
Ethan's own employees noticed this as well, becoming frustrated with how the dialogue would always be phrased, people are dying, but...
Civilians are dying in Gaza.
Yeah, and it's always but, civilians are dying, but, and then there's a reason for justifying it, and I can't understand that.
You're saying that the civilians need to stop dying. I mean, essentially the war needs to stop.
And yeah, I mean,
that's the only way they stop that, right?
I don't know what the solution is. I just wish there was another way to get these to target these terrorists better, where you're not getting all these kids caught in the crossfire.
I think ultimately
what? Hold on. How are you? I'm going to redo this before I say
how the dialogue would always be phrased, people are dying, but
civilians are dying in Gaza.
Yeah, and it's always but civilians are dying, but, and then there's a reason for justifying it, and I can't understand that.
You're saying that the civilians need to stop dying. I mean, essentially the war needs to stop.
And yeah, I mean,
that's the only way they stop that, right?
I don't know what the solution is. I just wish there was another way to.
How is this his employee condemning him? They're literally discussing the war. They're literally discussing this. How is this his employee getting upset with him? What?
Get these to target these terrorists better, where you're not getting all these kids caught in the crossfire.
I think ultimately it became confusing and disorienting for Ethan's audience to keep track of what exactly Ethan believed, and it became disorienting and confusing for Ethan himself. So
literally is not an issue for people who watch. I mean, you like, if it was that big of an issue, would he still be like pulling 20 to 30,000 live viewers every single time? Don't you think if there was a problem that he wouldn't have the viewership that he currently does? Now, I'm not going to turn around and say that, that's not true at all, and that there aren't people who find his position, to be confusing. I'm not going to say that, but you're making it sound like this is his entire freaking audience. Yes, this video is the thing is, Neon, this video isn't schizophrenic. This video she doesn't know what her point is, because she'll make an assertion and then she'll show a clip that either has all the context cut out of it or shows in that same clip the opposite of what her agenda is or what her assertion is. And the whole reason for it is because she's just a mouthpiece. She didn't edit this video together. Somebody else edited the video together for her and put in clips in this video for her. She just had the script, read the script, someone else edited it. So she had no idea what the clips were going to be after she said something. She just read the freaking script and that's it. That's why the clips aren't matching with what she's saying.
He kind of gave up.
Look in the mirror, loser. You're the problem. You are the problem. Why are people mad at me? I want someone please to explain it. Explain why you're mad at me. It's really annoying that people they stand by, just waiting for any reason to call me. And by the way, call me a Zionist, make it about how I support genocide, about all this horrible fucking shit to call me racist.
In 2025, Ethan's tone completely shifted, and others have noticed, like in this quote in an article in Medium, which says, typically, when Ethan speaks positively of Palestinians in 2025, it's as if he's doing so begrudgingly. When someone mentions Palestinian suffering.
Are you serious? Oh, Ethan's views, they changed because of this. And here's my evidence for it. Somebody writing an article about Ethan who doesn't know him, who didn't do an interview. That's my evidence that Ethan changed. Fuck off, dude.
Suffering. Ethan frequently offers a response like, yeah, it's tragic what's happening to them, man. Anyway, we have criticized the guests Ethan has brought on to speak about the Israel-Palestine conflict, as they felt a bias on that front as well. And at times people have also felt when the H3 employees try to speak about the issue, they are misunderstood or silenced, particularly AB, who's Muslim.
I've never heard of another movement who can't have a slogan. So my whole life, I'm Lebanese, I'm Muslim. I've always heard River to the Sea. I've never understood it as a phrase that meant eliminate Israel. Now we're not.
By the way, this is a good conversation.
Yeah. So we're not able to have a slogan. Now we're not able to identify the enemy because now I'm being told that Zionist is being associated with Jewish. We can't have a slogan. We can't identify the enemy. Yes. And now we can't give aid. That's another thing too. You can't give aid because there's this fear that Hamas is going to take the aid. And either way, both sides don't agree on anything. Everyone has their own talking points, but we can all agree, at least for the most part, on the numbers. And that's what worries me, is because this is happening. I don't know what the proportional response is. I condemn Hamas, but whatever it is, it's not this.
Ethan has continually disagreed with creators for Palestine as well, and those involved have disagreed with Ethan.
I didn't know all she did was read a script. This is a time when putting the fries in the bag is not a good thing. Yeah, no. So I did watch. I have watched the debate between her and Ethan Klein. Right. I have to do my own research and all that just to make sure that it's something that I could actually cover. And she vehemently defends her editors and when Ethan tries to ask her about editing decisions, she has absolutely no idea why those edits were made, why certain zoom ins were made, why certain clips were used, anything of that nature. And she's like, well, I'm not going to throw my editors under the bus, but I'm not going to speak on their editorial choices. That's for them to say. Bitch, it's your face out there. It's your name. It's your YouTube channel. You should know how it is and why it is your video is structured the way it is. If somebody was to ask me, why did you make this editorial choice in this video? I'm going to explain to them why. And the reason why I can be able to do that is because I fucking edit all my own videos.
Creator on creator battle over something that's supposed to be a helpful cause, or at least trying to do something.
Ethan Klein went on his podcast yesterday and said this about Creators for Palestine.
Creators for Palestine raised $1.6 million. That's fantastic. Literally negligible. They've received billions of dollars. Like, raise money. That's good. That's the easiest thing you can do is just give money, right? Good. Let's talk about real activism. Let's talk about enacting meaningful change.
It's not real activism. It didn't make a single difference in Gaza. He's lost his mind. It's crazy how much I used to look up to H3. They were the fathers of fair use, and now he's just sitting here crashing out for days.
Oh, you know what's funny, Neon, that you say that it was that she Madison Illuminati's herself? She literally had beef with Illuminati. She literally had beef with Illuminati while she was pregnant. So she knows exactly how people would receive an Illuminati style video and an Illuminati style drama. It's funny that she has a freaking segment called Rules for Thee, but not for me.
Days on end.
So Ethan's constant self-pity, claiming he's being attacked online while having little pity for those who are being literally wiped off the earth, well, started to look ridiculous.
Causing self-pity. If that isn't, I mean, oh, come on, man. I feel like something's rooted in that. I'm sorry, but there's no way you're saying causing self-pity. Oh,
the stark contrast of the two things happening at the same time was hard for a lot of H3 fans to see and justify. And this was when a lot of fans started to disengage from Ethan Klein. Unfortunately, unable to see the reasons for why this
proof that a lot of fans started to distance themselves
only fueled Ethan's victim complex
or disassociate
and fears of anti-Semitism, not realizing that it was a lack of empathy and compassion while expecting others to hold an endless well of empathy and compassion for himself that became draining for many. Alongside Ethan's inability to listen to his audience or really just form a strong opinion and stance that he was able to stand by, he began making further insensitive comments and reactions, like when he made fun of the man who was burning alive.
Again, not to put this uncouth, but he's a champ at burning alive. I mean, that sounds bad, but he did it really good. Does that sound bad? And what I said was, he's really good at burning alive. And I mean that as the most sincere compliment possible. If you're coming at me with those kinds of takes, you are ensuring peace will never happen.
The mask began slipping, it seems. The old Ethan, whose audience forgot existed in the first place, was making a return.
Wow.
That's literally why people like him. No, not the chestnut roasting clip. We're not getting into this stupid AI porn chestnuts roasting clip. This is gonna be your golden goose. This is your champion. God.
Great move.
This is pathetic. This is pathetic. You know what? Fuck Ludwig. Fuck QT Cinderella. Fuck all of those creators. Fuck them all. Them and their freaking high horse ass bullshit. We're supposed to be the most perfecty of perfect. Fuck every last one of them. Ludwig needs to slip and fall off that fence he constantly sits on. Nah, fuck QT Cinderella. No, you're not gonna get me to feel sympathy for her.
On January 30th, 2023, a clip exposing popular Twitch streamer Atrioc quickly spread across the internet. In the clip, Atrioc inadvertently showed a browser window, which was open to a website that hosts non-consensual AI-generated images. The window showed that Atrioc was viewing images on the account of someone who specialized in making deepfakes of popular female streamers. Viewers of the stream noticed the leak and screenshotted the site, then shared the site, images from it, and names of the women who were deepfaked. Deepfaking websites make it easy for anyone to create highly realistic but fake content. This has a range of implications, from spreading misinformation to damaging someone's reputation with fabricated content. A few hours after the clip went viral, Atrioc appeared on stream with his partner Ariana to address the situation.
Everyone here probably knows what's going on. I want to say, first of all, that it's true. It's 100% true.
Ethan did nothing wrong. Ethan didn't even laugh at freaking QT. He laughed at the song that was being played because it was such a take out of the reality of what was going on. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh no. No, fuck that, dude. No, you're not going to get me to feel sorry about that. Nope, that's not happening. Sorry.
I looked at a deep fake video of streamers.
QT Cinderella was one of the women who was deepfaked, and she responded to the situation on Twitter or X, writing, "I want to scream. Stop. Everybody effing stop. Stop. Stop spreading it. Stop advertising it. Stop. Being seen against her will should not be a part of this job.
But she wasn't seen naked against her will. She wasn't seen naked against her will. Like, don't get me wrong, doing AI deepfakes of somebody is freaking creepy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not justifying that. But she literally wasn't seen naked. It was a computer generated thing. It wasn't her. It was her face. I'm not saying that justifies it, but it was completely blown out of proportion. Ethan didn't laugh at her. He didn't laugh at the situation that she was involved in. He didn't laugh at the fact he laughed at the fact that Dan played chestnuts roasting over an open flame while a very serious moment was going on. That's what he was chastised for. Then he came out and apologized. Like, I'm sorry. This is just fucking pathetic. This has been done to death so many times. So many people have tried using it against him. Fuck off.
Hours after Atriox's apology, Cutie Cinderella went live on her Twitch channel. She addressed the situation, opening up about the negative emotional impact the site was taking on her mental health before vowing to sue the founder of the deepfake website. Ethan reacted to Cutie's statement about the website during.
Yeah, and you want to know something that Cutie Cinderella has done recently? She threatened to copyright strike people. She threatened to copyright strike people for posting a clip of her having some let's say anti people of color takes, okay? And then she tried to clean it up live on stream and deleted the VOD, and then tried to lie about the fact that what she really meant is she was gonna copyright strike people because she sang or released some music during that stream. No, fuck her. Fuck all of them white savior ass wannabe fucking people. These have to be perfect at. Fuck them all, dude. I hate YouTubers a lot. I hate streamers and all of that shit. Fucking either you have to be the most perfect of perfect, freaking clean cut ass bullshit.
During an episode of the HD podcast. During the stream, Ethan told Zach, one of his crew members, to play a slowed down version of Nat King Cole's Christmas song. When this song played, it caused Ethan to burst into laughter. During Cutie's emotional.
He didn't tell her to play it like in that moment. What are you talking about?
Stream.
Why?
Show me where he tells him to play it. Show me where he tells him to play it.
What is going on with you?
I'm sorry, don't mind me.
If you are able to look at women who are not selling themselves or benefiting off of being seen sexually.
You're a monster, dude. You guys are crazy.
Why did you do that? I'm just speechless, dude.
Ethan was met with immediate criticism from his own crew, including Sam.
Where does he say? Oh, I hate you. I hate you so much. Oh, this is a clip of him telling freaking Dan to go ahead and play it. But you don't. Fuck you.
He was visibly upset. After a moment passed, he apologized for laughing and claimed that he supported Cutie amid the ongoing situation. Still, the clip went viral on social media, prompting Ethan to issue a full apology to Cutie Cinderella.
It's weird. Like, I don't know why.
Which he did.
Like, obviously, there's something a little bit off about me, right? Because I always find myself in these situations where I am doing and saying impulsive things that I regret.
Ethan wrapped up his apology by offering to get Cutie in contact with his own legal counsel.
If she needs resources, I would love to donate. Even
he should have never apologized. He should have never fucking apologized. I don't care what you say. No, this is bullshit.
He's open to that, to fund this kind of thing. I strongly believe that this whole deepfake thing is like super insane.
Recently, Cutie has come under fire for controversial statements made in a stream where
we are glitching hard, people.
She essentially, paraphrasing here, said that it's okay to be friends with people who have very blatantly bad views and bad takes. Her general phrase throughout the stream being, "You can't fight hate with hate," which is generally not always a bad take, but not.
No. Yes, you can't fight hate with hate. Yes. Okay. So you actually are aware of this, but the thing is like you're giving Ethan Klein shit because he quote unquote created this economy of people, right? He created this foundation of viewers and then went ahead and made a statement or content that was completely contradictory to the viewers that he cultivated. Well, QT Cinderella did the same thing. Her whole thing has been justice and we're good people, blah 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 blah. But then she turns around and is like, nah, I don't care if someone's a racist. I'm gonna still be friends with him. My dad hates trans people, and I'm still gonna hang out with him.
Not everyone is in the position to do so or to be around hateful people.
You guys can believe what you want to believe. I understand, but you're not allowed to coach me. What's most important to get people to love other people is to love them. Fighting hate with hate will never get anything anywhere. It's like telling someone they suck because they're racist, and these are on so different terms. Like, racist people telling someone they suck because of skin color is obviously worse, but like all we're doing is telling people they suck. Why are we like, come on, gotta figure this out.
Cutie making this statement was because she was under fire for streaming with someone who was transphobic. Cutie claims that she's friends with this streamer because she's helping them.
I simply believe that I can coach people into love, and I know that's fucking insane of me to say.
To me, I fail to see this logic, or at least I see the other side, that possibly this streamer could be helping Cutie's career, numerically
Yes, that's true. But again, your job is to tell a story. Not to give, your job is to be telling this story, not to give opinions. Opinions, that's my job here, because I'm critiquing your video. Oh my God. I agree that she's completely lying about this, and that the only reason why she's streaming with this dude is for monetary reasons, for reasons outside of that. Because let's be realistic, if that was true, she would have talked about some of the conversations they had.
Numbers-wise, engagement-wise, Cutie also offers anecdotes of her stepbrother who's trans and does not talk to her father because her father refuses to use the correct pronouns. But yet, Cutie still talks to her father. They hang out together and have a relationship.
My stepbrother is trans, and my dad refuses to use the correct pronouns. He doesn't understand why it's so important, right? And it drives me crazy. And it drives my stepbrother crazy, of course. You know what the difference is I'm able to have this conversation with my dad because I'm open-minded and we love each other. My stepbrother just says fuck off and won't talk to my dad. So there's no progress being made. I don't support it, but I still love my dad and I'll go to coffee with him tomorrow, but I don't support that.
I had a sibling who passed away, so maybe that makes this a little bit too emotional for me. But if my
Oh my God.
sibling was trans and stopped speaking to a member of my family because that member was being transphobic, I in turn would stop speaking to that family member as well. It's hard for me to see another perspective on that.
Look, guys, I'm a good person. I would stop hanging out and talking to my dad if he was a transphobe. I'm a good human being. Worship me. I'm good. Nobody, seriously.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Seriously.
Not personally speaking. Not that I'm always the perfect family member. I'm terrible at responding to text messages and calls. Cutie's controversy doesn't have much to do with Ethan Klein because, of course, Ethan Klein wasn't involved, but she said something very controversial, which Ethan Klein has also been known to do. This raises the question, does being online too much, having a group of yes men who are following you, or yes people, start to erode your reality testing? Maybe large social media followings can, at times, overall, be bad for someone's mental health. After the incident with Cutie Cinderella,
Of course they're bad for your mental health.
crew purchased a button, which allows Ethan or the producer, Dan, to have the podcast.
Not the button. Not the button. Come on. There's no way. There's no way. Let me guess. You're going to say that the button is bad because it stops people. Because why would you need a button as a streamer? You should just be a good human being. You shouldn't need a button.
Live stream on a 30-second delay, so they can erase the last 30 seconds of footage from the live stream before it airs. The main goal of having this button is to prevent future YouTube content strikes or predominantly any further backlash. But the question is, if your content is getting to the point where you need to purchase a button to delete the controversial things you say, should you maybe admit you have a problem, pause?
Did I call it or did I call it, ladies and gentlemen? That is the most asinine belief ever. Instead of turning around and being like, well, maybe you should, change your content because if you need a button, then maybe your content's getting out of hand. Or maybe he's responsible enough to have a fucking button because he knows he might say some outlandish ass shit and it's not a good look. And that's not something that he wants. And my personal opinion, my personal opinion here, right? If he's doing that, what does it matter? If nobody hears him say it, nobody sees him say it, at least that's the good thing. The button is such a stupid controversy.
Take a breather, a mental health break? No? Oh, okay. Instead, Ethan kept going and his content spiraled further and further off the rails.
Wow, Ethan, great move.
Sure.
The button is a Ross Air Cleaner 2 brand kill switch that keeps the podcast live stream on a 30-second delay, allowing for the crew to erase the last 30 seconds of footage in real time.
So here's the button. You've got a video and you've got an audio. We're hitting both. Yes.
please, I want
The button cost $20,000 and was purchased in March of 2023. It can be used by Ethan and producer Dan, as mentioned. Every time the button is hit, various submitted fan art and animations are played for 30 seconds. The button has been used numerous times, and Ethan's claimed it's improved his ability to discern things that he should be careful saying. If you're curious what it looks like when the button is used, here's an example during a Teddy Fresh ad when Ethan mentions the collaborator's background to the chagrin of Ela.
We got to work with Chloe Cherry, which I was very excited about.
From Euphoria. Maybe she also does. That's her main thing.
I don't know if she does that anymore. She's been really great to work with, and she was very hands-on with the collection.
There's a button fail as well, when Ethan was caught yelling at an employee, potentially verbally degrading them, which is one of the first times fans saw Ethan treating an employee that way and was shocking to see.
You're doing it.
What are you
It's
doing?
so awkward and terrible.
I'm sorry, I'm not.
Just like this is what I'm talking about when it's always like.
We need to get home for our kids.
It's like, bro.
Oh no, I didn't want to finish it right now. I just thought about finishing Wednesday.
On Friday. You guys, like.
All right, I'm taking my hand up. Okay, well,
all that.
Thanks, button.
All right.
Well, I'll just explain myself then. Like, it's like, you know, first of all, I appreciate the hard work.
I know.
Oh, boo-hoo. An employee and an employer who have been friends for so many years had a disagreement on stream. And the reason they pushed the button is so that way their audience didn't have to be subjected to it. This isn't the LCU where they have quote unquote meetings on live for 2 hours straight.
No, you do.
And I loved it, and I really enjoy it. But it's like every time we do it, it's like the show is what it is, and
I know. I was being selfish.
No, fuck it, dude. That button.
And do you hear Dan? Do you hear not Dan? Forget. Do you hear AB having a complaint about it? No, he's reflecting. He's turning around and saying, no, I was being selfish. And then you have Ethan turning around and be like, no, it's okay. Like, what is this supposed to show me? This is supposed to show that Ethan's a terrible person because he had a disagreement with one of his employees, and now they're talking it out.
Fuck me, dude. Can you imagine that button fucking me over like that? Like, dude, I mean, it could have been worse.
iDubbbz has a decent explanation as to why the button, while Ethan has claimed has helped his content, could actually lead to more problematic content over time. Because you're actively going into a live.
Oh my God, yeah, freaking iDubbbz, the arbiter of all things morality, right, and empathetic.
With the mentality that if anything goes wrong, you'll be able to control, alt, delete. So you're not actively thinking about the quality of your content or what you're saying. Over time, your content becomes an emotional dumping ground.
I think if
oh my God, oh my God. There's no way you're stealing the emotional dumping ground statement from iDubbbz. Have you seen his pre-recorded podcast? And we could say the exact same thing about pre-recorded videos where he has the ability to edit out anything that makes him look bad. Fuck out of here.
all of us had buttons, we'd hit the button all the time. But if you don't have it, you operate differently. You think about what you're saying. You maybe plan for your show.
This coming from the dude whose podcast is pre-recorded, by the way, not live stream. So he has the ability to edit out anything he doesn't like.
A little bit more. You maybe say, I'm not going to have my podcast be an emotional dumping ground for today.
Wow, Ethan, great move.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
When Ethan had his fallout with Trisha Paytas, for the most part initially, the internet was on his side. But when Ethan had his fallout with Hasan Piker, things were different. Hasan retained his fan base and even some of Ethan's fans because they shared much of their audience. So when the podcast split, some audience members likely left one viewership for another. Many people disagreed either with Ethan's stances or how he handled leaving the podcast. Ethan hadn't dealt with so much of his audience base disagreeing with him before. Instead of taking in the feedback.
What? He literally did. He's rebuilt his audience 3 times. This freaking fair weather watcher, man.
As harsh as it may have been at the
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't freaking watch Ethan Klein religiously. I don't even watch him like on a monthly basis, but I at least know enough that he's rebuilt his fucking audience 3 different times.
And as hard as that can be when a large amount of people are telling you that you're wrong, well, his ego, mind, body decided to fully reject that feedback. He's not wrong. Instead, Hasan must be in the wrong. And he was going to do anything in his power to prove it. Like when Ethan played the Twitch or terrorist featuring Hasan next to an image of Bin Laden.
I don't know who made this, but yeah, I'm not a fan of the Hasan and Osama on the front page. They need
at least if they're going to compare them, I mean, I'll guess.
This site that Ethan was on was allegedly created by Destiny. So by Ethan's logic of playing this game, Muslim Twitch streamers are comparable to terrorists. Also,
oh my God, you're just reading points. You're just reading mouth breathers freaking statements on on Stark Reddit. This is your Hail Mary here, dude. Are you gonna offer an opposition? Are you gonna offer opposition to this person's statement? Because it literally has nothing to do with Hasan being a Muslim. It has everything to do with Hasan's rhetoric.
The fact that Hasan, Frogan, and Denims are being conflated with the likes of anti-Semites, Sneeko, and Myron is extremely bad faith. Ethan's Islamophobia is becoming more and more blatant, and he doesn't even realize it. Now, of course, I know Hasan Piker is an incredibly controversial figure. This video isn't to claim otherwise, because this video isn't about Hasan Piker. Instead, I want to document how unhealthy Ethan's obsession with Hasan was.
Oh my God, his obsession with Hasan Piker. Yeah, you're a joke. You're an absolute freaking joke. I hate you. I hate everything about you. I hate everything you stand for. Fuck you.
Becoming, and how it could have potentially been destroying his mental health. I personally have learned over time, through the course of my life, if someone is truly a bad person, they are going to get in their own way. You don't need to obsess over them or ruin their life for them. They're going to do it in their own time. And by you obsessing over them, watching them constantly, the only person whose life you're going to destroy is your own. All of a sudden, Ethan was posting about Hasan Piker every day, which Hasan...
Okay, so if that's the case, then that can also be said for Hasan and his obsession with Asmongold, right? Right?
Piker was informed while streaming.
I didn't know he was posting about me this much. Oh my God. Every day? Every single day? No.
And the content made regarding Hasan became more and more petty and random.
Oh, he changed his background.
I hate
Baby
it.
would love that. Lights. Although,
Hey, Hasan, I hate your new background.
Frankly, doesn't it?
It looks ugly as fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you.
After some time passed and things had only gotten worse and worse, Hasan and Ethan finally both agreed to debate. They went from having a podcast together to being on totally opposite sides. During this debate, Hasan and Ethan continued to fight.
They were on opposite sides on their podcast. Do you know nothing? Do you know
over stances surrounding the Israel-Palestine conflict?
Do you believe that Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza?
Yes.
Great. No, that's important. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I also agree on this. Do you feel like you have used your limited amount of time that you have as a content creator speaking out against Israel doing a genocide on the Palestinian population living in the Gaza Strip? Or do you feel like most of your commentary on that issue has overwhelmingly been to rail against people that are doing that?
Do you think my coverage has been like totally balanced? I would say no. I've obviously given less time to the Palestinian perspective.
Another aspect of this debate was Hasan bringing...
Are you serious? Are you serious? That's what you show. That's it. That's it. You're just like, oh, well, that's it, guys. He claimed that it was a genocide. You know how Hasan was claiming that Ethan loved genocide and that he wasn't even willing to say that a genocide was going on. And yet there's freaking actual video evidence of him saying otherwise. And your response is just to go on to the next. Oh my, I hate this person. I hate this person so much. You do not deserve the audience you have. You are trash. You're absolute freaking garbage.
Bringing up Ethan's obsession towards him, posting about him numerous times a day.
Not including clips, since January 31st, you have mentioned me 110 times.
What? Based on what? I don't believe that.
Ethan felt Hasan fed into his own harassment.
That's it? You're just going to take Hasan's word for it? You're not going to find the clips yourself? Oh, fuck you. God, I hate you.
Through often reading from a Snark page on his own platform.
Okay, Hasan, can I ask you a question? Why the f were you browsing H3 Snark the other day and pulling clips from that?
I don't know. Someone sent me a clip in the chat. I'm going to mute you and just keep talking.
Okay, that's great. I think that means you won the debate.
Someone who comes into play around this time in Ethan's online career is the controversial streamer Destiny, a liberal streamer who advocates for social democratic policies and aligns
I hate you.
more with Ethan's beliefs, yet has been essentially fully deplatformed online on various social media platforms due to some of his very controversial moments online, such as using the F slur while streaming and being accused of using other slurs in private. He was banned from Twitch in 2022 for hateful conduct, which could have been either frequently streaming with horrid Nick Fuentes or saying trans women shouldn't compete with cis women in sports. And Destiny and Ethan had seemingly formed a friendship in recent years, notably bonding over their mutual hatred towards Hasan.
A friendship. They don't even talk. They don't even fucking talk. You know what? You want to talk about obsession? Why don't we also talk about freaking Hasan's obsession with Destiny? You want to talk about obsession? Hasan sees Destiny everywhere he goes. Anytime somebody has a disagreement with him, all he does is turn around and go, "Oh, that's a Destiny talking point. That's a Destiny talking point. You're obviously DDG. You're obviously DDG because nobody else is able to disagree with me other than Destiny. Fuck you."
On Piker.
The fact that you have been corresponding with Dan Saltman, and you did, and he is Destiny's podcast co-host.
You know what? I think you're hallucinating, buddy.
There's even a Reddit post that shows proof that Ethan was being fed clips from Hasan's stream directly from Destiny's Discord server.
Oh, let's see this clip. Okay. This I'm going to take a guess. This doesn't show anything that she just said.
I agree with you and everything, but it's also important not to put random crazies, not to give them the time.
Dude,
no, the
these
Reddit
are not
posts
random
are
crazies.
random people.
So this one's recent. Let's see what this one is. And all the offers.
Yet the debate didn't quell Ethan's obsession with Hasan.
What? What?
Hallucinating, buddy.
There's even a Reddit post that shows proof that Ethan.
Okay, alleged proof. Okay. It's funny how on H3 Snark, they're smart enough to say alleged proof, yet Cruel World Happy Mind here says that it's a 100% proof. That's my first issue with this. Secondly, it says alleged proof that Ethan Klein is being fed links and clips about Hasan Piker directly from Destiny's Discord community.
Ethan was being fed clips from Hasan's stream directly from Destiny's Discord server.
Like, I agree with you and everything.
Okay, so he's on his phone.
It's also important not to like put random crazies, like not to give
These
them
are
the
not
time.
dude,
No, the
these are
Reddit
not
posts
random
are random
crazies.
people.
In Destiny's Discord server. Okay, within minutes, folks, I need to find some clips of Hasan discouraging people from voting. Give me what you got. Okay, who cares? Someone hold. No, why was that on for just a split second? Okay, 3:55 PM. Someone sends him that.
So this one's
Okay.
recent. Let's see what this one is. And all the offers.
Yet the debate didn't.
Why are you What was that? What was that supposed to show me? A split second of a clip? A split. Oh, you bitch. A split second of a clip that doesn't show anything. That's your evidence? This is your evidence of him getting freaking clips from the Destiny server? How quick was that?
So this one's recent. Let's see what this one is. And all the
2 seconds.
the debate didn't
1
quell-
second. 2 seconds and 1 second. Fuck you.
Ethan's obsession with Hasan, which continued on. Even on normal podcasts, when his crew was chatting about things that brought them joy, when Ethan was in the bathroom, he came back and immediately launched into a tirade about Hasan.
That's what it's called, right? The one
That's
after
Celestial.
Grandmaster? Celestial?
I'm busy taking care of my pregnant wife.
I hear that. I hear that at least
Ropes,
once
bro.
a day from you.
I'm shooting ropes, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's your own doing, brother.
All right, where were we? I wanted to say this. Hasan is the human embodiment of the Che Guevara shirt sold at Hot Topic. He is that. Personified.
Were you thinking about that in the bathroom?
Yeah.
You cooked on that one.
He starts to watch old Leftovers podcasts and makes.
What's the problem with that? He literally said, "Where were we?" And then he goes on to talk about Hasan. I'm sorry, I'm not following. What's the issue here? Are you saying that his team was like upset about this? Is that what you're trying to claim? They don't seem to be mad about this.
Makes fun of Hasan, agreeing with him in an episode and saying,
So
I
That's what he sounded like.
10 plus years ago.
That's what you sound like, Hasan.
It's getting a little petty.
Nope. Listen how stupid he sounds.
I didn't think you sounded like that.
Hold on, let me go back more.
As an example, because we're all familiar with it.
Ethan even went as far as to claim Hasan was essentially a date rapist, which is a very serious claim that should be taken extremely seriously, not thrown around on the internet all silly like.
He looks like he's at a Jackie Treehorn party. You know, drunk women. Which surprisingly doesn't seem too far off from what he actually does do. Or has done, at least.
Recently, Hasan Piker was embroiled in one of the largest controversies to date in his career, surrounding his dog Kaya and what many deemed to be Hasan's unfair treatment of her on his stream, due to the perceived use of a shock collar.
This is a moment of fucking anger for like something that is just so routine, so silly. It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby.
Because of Ethan and his followers' crusade essentially against Hasan, the H3 subreddit was one of the first to post about the situation, and continually post about the situation multiple times through the course of a singular day. In fact, I kind of feel like I was one of the first.
Oh my God, no. Do not tell me that you're about to stand there and be like, nah, he didn't shock his dog. He didn't shock his dog, guys. I know Hasan. Hasan's a good human being. He would never shock his dog.
First to find out about the shock collar situation because I was researching for this video as the news broke and happened to be scrolling on the H3 podcast subreddit the moment that the shock collar news was posted. Ethan also immediately took to social media to state his moral stance. His fans, who had seen Hasan as essentially an online villain and an enemy against Ethan ever since the Leftovers divide, had felt almost vindicated after this news had surfaced as well.
Many of you guys know that I'm a dog lover, and there are a few things that horrify me more than people that abuse their animals. These are precious creatures that need us and depend on us, and abusing that trust is such a horrible crime. I always found it bizarre how Kaya, who's this young, energetic puppy, stayed in 1 square foot of Hasan's room, right in sight of camera, almost like just a prop in his room. Well, now we know why. He's using extreme austerity measures to shock and abuse his animal.
Hasan Piker himself claims that the clip, though it really looks like the dog was shocked and that Hasan was messing with something off camera, was not as it appeared, and that Kaya the dog...
It doesn't matter what he claims. There's been plenty of freaking videos proving that it was I'm not going to say beyond a reasonable doubt, but there's been more than enough freaking videos showing that it was, in fact, a shock collar. And guess what? Even Hasan has come out and said that it was a shock collar after lying thing and saying all it could do was vibrate. Don't give me this BS. You can't rewrite history, especially when multiple people have come out and said, guys, it wasn't a shock collar. It doesn't shock. It only has the ability to vibrate. And then Hasan comes out and says, yes, it can shock.
Simply got her foot caught on the bed and yelped.
The clip looks horrible, and they're like, oh, he was like hitting a button on his desk. I do not have a shock collar for Kaya, as I said yesterday, but it doesn't matter. This is one of Kaya's many collars. This is the one that people are talking about. It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it.
And also, shock collars aren't always that bad.
They moved away from the initial conversation, which was that like she didn't even have that collar on to begin with. E-collars that have shocking components that feel like a TENS machine, which I've used on myself in the past, because I'm around dogs that have been trained with that and use it, is not only is it not illegal, but it's also straight up used in the e-fencing for people, and it's used in the training of like dogs in general.
This doesn't necessarily quell all concerns, like concerns regarding Kaya sitting in one spot for long periods of time.
Kaya, please just go.
I love her. I think her collar's too tight.
Of course, we aren't all privy to Kaya's diet and exercise routine or her specific health needs, but this is a bit besides the point of what I'm wanting to say here. My own point is Ethan and his fans focus on their enemies and their deep want to prove their enemies wrong. And the question is,
oh my, so does Hasan's, and you're defending him this entire time. God, I hate this woman so much. Oh, I'm getting so freaking annoyed. Oh, fucking Christ, another 30 minutes. Okay. Oh God, I hate this woman. I hate this woman. I hate this fucking woman.